See, the issue that affects a lot of us at this time is change. When you go to the store and you break up dollar bills and everything, you wait for that change to come back. But what's the one thing you hate doing? You hate breaking big bills like hundreds and fifties, because you always say once you make that change, it disappears. Y'all, that's how life works as well. A lot of y'all afraid to make this change out here. You can't be afraid to do that. When you are out here living your life, you have got to let change happen. See, we're afraid to make change happen because we're afraid to change the status quo. But when you're sitting stagnant, what's that doing for you? Nothing. Your dreams are going to the wayside. There's people that are just misuse you, mistreat you, and you refuse to fight back because you're scared of change. You're afraid of change. Do you know it's been said by many great philosophers and many great motivational speakers and teachers that some of the greatest dreams and wishes and admirations are on the graveyard? They're buried with people who had those dreams, but because they was afraid of change, they never stepped to acting on those. See, that's what I'm trying to prevent from you from doing to yourself. I'm trying to help you understand that the greatness that is in here needs to come out because the world needs it. But you won't take that step out to change. You're sitting in situations that you should have been gone from a long time ago. You're dealing with people that ain't never meant you no good, and you know this. But because you don't want to rock the boat, and because you don't want to have things not be the way you can control them in your hand or control them in your mind, you refuse to make change. And the whole time, you don't control none of it at all anyway. See, before you even born, your story was written down. You're just an actor walking out the play part by part, and people are gonna come and go because they're supporting cast. But when you get up and make that change, you are walking in what is made for you to be great. See, sitting stagnant does no good. That is one of the biggest effects, I would say, one of the biggest issues as a people we have. And I mean as a people, I mean anybody that's walking on this earth that says they're in God. Because y'all tell him y'all want him to handle things, you need his help, but then you won't let it go. And then when he asks you to give you help, when he pushes you to where you're supposed to go and he gives you that help, you refuse to change. You're afraid that once you make a change, you're worried about how you're going to live and how people are going to perceive you, how they're going to look at you. It doesn't matter. Because when you're changing, you're doing something to make yourself greater than what you were before. Don't sit back standing any longer. When you know that the gifts you have in you are swelling up and ready to burst out, but they're not coming to fruition because you refuse to make a change in what you're doing in your life. You get up every morning, what you do? Some of y'all drink coffee. Some of y'all, oh my God, I gotta go to this job. You go right through the job. You go through the same rigmarole every single morning. Instead of changing something, I said to you right now, get up one morning and change one thing about that. Instead of having a cup of coffee, have a glass of juice. You want caffeine? Guess what? Make a protein coffee. When you get up in the morning, instead of whining and complaining, get up in the morning and while you putting on your shoes and socks getting dressed, say, thank you God I have this job, and watch that thing change for you. You at the job and you're tired of people being put in positions that you think you should be put in, try something different. Change. Instead of getting there at 5 minutes till, get there 30 minutes till. Instead of going into the boss and complaining, that's how your day going, say, it's going great, good morning. Instead of worrying about what the person next to you in the assembly line is doing or the person next to you in the next desk is doing, don't worry about that. Just say hi and acknowledge them that they're there and watch what happens. See, you can't expect things to happen to you or for your greatness to come out if you refuse to make a change.